Hey everyone, Lisa Finkel coming to you from Finkel Pottery in Prince Edward Island on the east coast of Canada on kind of a gray summer day. Um, I wanted to give you a little update on my location in that little local shop. I think I posted my setup, my last video, so things have been going wowza, really well. Pretty well sold out, then filled it and sold out again. But I got sick last week, so I'm kind of behind the eight ball now. So y'all know that feeling where you can't create pottery in 2 days, so you can do what you can do. Also, my studio is in the middle of being renovated, so I have been creating wherever I can find a space. I'm doing my Harry Potter impression sometimes, if it's under a stair or whatever. Just grabbing space where I can because my sweet husband and son are renovating my pottery studio. So very exciting, but some short-term pain for some long-term gain. I do have a kiln to show you, a kiln unload to show you. It's not a huge one, and there is some repetition because it is for that store that I just talked about. But let's get started. I popped one of these just from one of these when one of the oil pourers when I opened the kiln because I was curious. So this is, and I'll link where I get these from, but they're Amazon. This is a glaze combo that I call Mystic Lake, and it's my studio blue, my studio turquoise, and then I do a band of olive float, and then I do flux around the turquoise on the rim. And it's pretty. So there's that one. Might as well do those first. This one is the classic winter wood with flux. Nice if you don't know, if someone has a pretty basic colored kitchen. This one is the classic winter wood with flux, and then, so the flux was to about here, then I dipped it in Norse blue to about here. And you get these beady blue drips. It's quite pretty. This is just a little serving bowl or bowl. So this one was dipped in Laguna Power Turquoise, 3 coats of reactive red. I didn't let them meet. I left a tiny little gap. And in the gap, I did first some flux, Mayco light flux, and then I did a thick coat of winterwood. So that's that one. I sell these starfish bowls with little wooden spoons, and they're like an extra large dip size, I would say. And they have been super popular. So this one is just in my studio blue. I have not bought cobalt carbonate in a long time, but apparently it's gone crazy. So, because I had a little stash of it. So I don't know what I'll do when I have to make more studio blue, but I have lots right now, so all good. This is a floating blue, and this is Joe Thompson's recipe from Old Forge Pottery. So you can find that recipe on his site, the floating blue. Another starfish bowl, and this is Laguna Power Turquoise. Ceramica Transfers, I've mentioned them before. They're a Canadian company. They have a new, well, first I'll show you I've used this little fox transfer before. So this is just a spoon rest. And then I've got, they've got these new little raccoon transfers, which I think are adorable. So, Ceramica Transfers, then I did them all the same. So I did 2 thin coats of Mix and Clear, Amaco Mix and Clear, just up to about here, like just past the inside edge. And then I did, on the outside, 2 coats of Spectrum Twilight. I thick. Actually, I think I only did 2 coats of Spectrum Twilight on the inside too, just around the rim there. And I just made sure they were good thick coats because Spectrum covers quite nicely. And then I made a little trinket dish, same treatment. Okay, next shelf. Couple more of the Starfish bowls, Laguna Power Turquoise, and the Studio Blue. Another little spoon holder with the raccoon. Aren't they cute? Same treatment with the Twilight on the edge. And this was just a dip in my Studio Blue and my Studio Green with a little band of flux where they meet. And my Studio Green, when you put flux on it, there's a lovely little turquoise effect that happens. So that's really pretty. This one is my Studio Green, dipped to about here. My Studio Blue, dipped to about here. Then the blue is covered with olive float and then random splodges all over of the olive float of light flux. So that's really pretty. I have to try to remember this one now. This one was Spectrum Cactus on the bottom, Norse Blue on the top, dipped, painted on 3 coats. Then where they meet, I put a little bit of flux, and then at the top, I put like a little bead of blue hydrangea with some flux around the blue hydrangea. This is my Mystic Lake again, so the same thing, the Studio Blue, the turquoise, the olive float, and then the light flux on the turquoise. I think I did 4 of those mugs, probably. They're all a little different, but, and just my Studio Clear inside the mug. This is, my sister ordered this. This is the name of the local high school where I went. And has a reunion, so she ordered one for their class reunion. So it's my Studio Green up top, Spectrum Curry on the bottom, and they're just slightly overlapping, and then just a little flux where they meet. No, I lie. I actually did some Winterwood. You can see the little brown flecks there. That turned out pretty. She will like that. Okay, this one is Norse Blue on the bottom, Spectrum Curry on the top. I'm trying to think. I don't think I overlapped them. I think I left a little gap, and then I put some light flux and some Winterwood where they meet. Pretty summery mug. Here's another Mystic Lake mug. I love the glaze variation you get in that. That's one that's still, I've used this combo forever. And it's still one of my favorites. Okay, and then this one, I've done this one a few times already. So I do the bottom in Norse Blue. I do the top in Spectrum Soft Aqua. Where the two meet, and I let them meet a little bit, I put light flux, Mayco light flux, and then I do a dip at the top of Power Turquoise, which turns blue over the Soft Aqua. And that is a lovely mug. And then I did 3. These mugs, I have made these mugs for years. I've showed them to you before. I've posted them all the time, like so many times. And for some reason this time, the last time I posted them, they were unglazed. When I posted it, it went, I mean, I don't want to say viral, but you know, when you do the reach on Facebook, it was like 30,000 accounts. So I've been making a lot of these. So it is like, it's lovely, but so every load, I'm going to have some of these in here. So this is winterwood on the bottom, a little bit of light flux along the top of the winterwood, and then 3 coats of Spectrum Sangria. So I'm very grateful that they are so popular, but we all know as makers that we like to make different things. It's part of the fun. So I'm just, I think I'm just gonna, I just finished a big batch of them this morning, throwing them, that's it. And I think I'll just have to start interspersing them after that, because otherwise I'll start to hate them. Crazy. I know, crazy. I also switched to brown clay this morning, which I love the look of brown clay, but man, oh man, I get so dirty. The studio gets dirty. I don't know. Does anyone else struggle with that? Like, so, anyway, that happened today too. So lots going on. Next shelf. Okay, last shelf. I did a bunch of these, well, a bunch, I think 4 or 6 or something like that in this glaze combo. So it's Norse blue inside, and then it's the winter wood and light flux outside. And that's pretty. I think those will sell quickly. So I just did them in some different shapes for fun. Plus I was feeling really sick when I was glazing, so I did some multiples, because man, by the end of the glazing you're like, okay, I need to get through this. Which is not a good headspace for glazing, but anyway, you do what you got to do sometimes, guys. So, and then I did them in this as well. So those turned out nice. Keeping with that theme. I also did, this is a teeny tiny little oil pourer. Hopefully I can find one that'll fit it. I'm trying to remember why it's so small. I think I started out making a big oil pourer and the top came off when I was throwing. And so instead of just making it into something else, I thought I'm going to try a little one, because not everybody uses a ton of oil on their counter. So I thought I'll just do a little one. And then this is just a little bud vase. And that, all in that same thing. Told you I wasn't feeling good. This is the last PEI Girl mug in this load. And I did 3 of these starfish bowls in white. And so this white is Spectrum White Matte Spec, I believe it's called, or Satin Matte Spec. And I think I got this from Pottery, and it's lovely. It's really, oh, it's such a silky glaze to touch. So when I make the starfish bowls, I try to do different varieties of colors that will work together, so that if they're stacked, if someone wants to buy 3 or 4, they can do that. And then I did 2 in Norse blue. And then I just, when I make them, I wipe back the glaze a bit on the starfish, just to make the starfish pop a little bit. So I'll show you if I also am also not super careful with the sizing on them. Go figure. But if we stack them, sure they don't stick together. Done that before. Here we go. So there's the 4 colors of the basic colors that I made. And then the last one I made, this is the last piece. And this one, I just made it a little boat bowl because when I was making the bowls, I of course bumped it, which I am famous for. Always bumping my bowls. So I just stuck a starfish on it and I thought, well, it's kind of a cute sideways bowl. And that is it for this kiln unload. So you heard all my woes about being sick and my renovation and switching to dark clay and can't keep up with the inventory at that little store. Even as I'm filming this, I'm seeing messages come through on my phone. People saying I went down, there's nothing there. So, but you know what? In the end, you can only do what you can do. And it's a lovely problem to have. And I'll work away at it this summer and we'll see how it all goes. Anyway, take care. I'll pop on next time I have something to show you guys. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It really, really helps. So take care. See you next time.